Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 9 of the HR podcast Talent Playbook by Marg Business Transformation. What a joyride this has been. I'm specifically calling joy. Why joyride? It will come. That will be evident very soon. So today we have a special guest, Kaushik Chakravarti, who is currently the Chief People Officer of Savills Operations in India. The interesting part of Kaushik's journey is he is concerned very much deeply with creating that space in the organization where employees can unleash their potential to the fullest. He likes to keep the people happy, and that was something which came up as the happiness quotient, because happy employees do make engaged employees. So welcome, Kaushik, to the HR podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me here. It's definitely a privilege.
In 2026, we are here. There is a lot of noise. I mean, people are talking how things will be, and there are a lot of opinions we are seeing around us. So, as the Chief People Officer, as in your role, what are you seeing as the trends which you would like to focus in this year from a people perspective?
Yeah, I mean, while there's a lot of noise around future of work, there's a lot of conversation. A few shifts are generally redefining how organizations approach today talent and learning. Okay, so, firstly, I think organizations are moving towards being skill-based organizations. In fact, job roles, the future of jobs that people are also talking of, the kind of roles which will probably have a higher edge over others, are the ones which is more skill-based. So companies are beginning to look into beyond job titles. They are focusing on skills people bring and the skills they can build, which changes how we hire, how we develop, how we deploy talent. And just to add to it, for example, I have a daughter who is an undergraduate, and she is graduating this year, and she's studying design communication, from UK, and I can see what she's basically learning and the way the learning is happening there, for this particular area, and the kind of roles that people are likely to get are again of a very, very different nature. And I can clearly also see in a fairly recession hit economy, there are roles available, and there are more attraction to such talent rather than a BBA, or a classical economics or accountancy, kind of undergraduate degree. So that's the shift.
This means a lot of change for the organization itself. Just now you said the way you will hire, the way you will, how you will manage performance will also kind of take a hit. So how are you managing the change in the organization?
Well, change is less of an event, and more of a continuous reality, in today's world. So the way we architect, it has to evolve as well. And for us, it starts with the clarity of, what we call as direction. Ensuring people understand why the change is happening and how it connects to the organization's future. The second piece is building capability alongside change, whether it's new skills, new ways of working. AI is a reality today. AI-enabled learning as well as talent decisions are coming to the forefront. For example, we have, as an organization, the way we are hiring today, there's a lot of, we're launching a new platform, which has a lot of element of AI in it. A lot of element of connectivity and interface, which is AI driven. Okay, similarly, other than the internal social media platform we have just created, that also has a lot of AI enablement, which is happening for connecting people in the virtual world. So, and finally, it's about creating ownership across the organization. Sustainable change doesn't come from top alone. It happens when leaders and teams at every level feel responsible for shaping it and driving it. I think that's where change happens. A debate and a conversation, which I've been part of, and what I realized is, information and intelligence are actually now with AI is in overflow, in the sense, it's all available in abundance. Okay, you ask for any information, you just get it, right? You ask for, these are all intelligence. If you have a co-pilot enabled Excel, any of these Microsoft platforms, you can get anything done in a second. Okay, so there are a lot of changes which has happened in terms of, these are all intelligence. There were jobs, people good at Excel were getting certain kinds of jobs. Exactly. Okay, yesterday I did a very deep-rooted analytics I did, and I just happened through AI, as I connected Copilot into Excel. Now that's the change, that's the shift which is happening. But one thing which AI will not be able to touch upon is wisdom. Okay, and that has actually, suddenly you'll see that wisdom has been brought to the forefront. Yes. Maybe a lot of it is not really reflective in the world and the kind of leaders that we are seeing around in this war-driven world that we are part of. A lot of this wisdom probably has been seen missing. But the fact is that that's going to be there in the forefront, very soon, and that cannot be, taken over by, technology, cannot be taken over by AI or any of it. Okay, information and intelligence will be there in abundance, and that's the reason what will not be available is wisdom. An organization to need to bring in that wisdom, in its way of working, in its way of looking at things, the way they define the future for themselves and the industry.
So in terms of your organization, for example, so all these things are happening. So in terms of learning, what changes are you seeing? Okay, how are people learning these new skills you were talking about? The roles are also changing. So what are the learning? What would be the learning? How the learning is getting impacted?
Of course, learning today is going through a significant, what you can call as reboot. Okay, because the traditional model of periodic training programs or classroom sessions simply cannot keep pace with the speed at which skills are evolving. And the first shift in learning architecture is moving from program-based learning to continuous learning ecosystem. Okay, so now, one of the things that, in fact, we will be one of the organizations which will launch it for the first time. We have tied up with, I will not take the name of it, the platform. Because this guy was a well-known startup person, who has started this new platform. Where, today, if you really see any individual, one of the biggest platform which has emerged for, watching news, for, watching learning videos, or for that matter, podcasts that we are talking of, we're having right now. That's also a kind of a learning tool. Learning avenue which is available. Most of it is there in YouTube, right? And it's all video based. Yes. Now he is coming up with, and we're launching it actually, and it's all done. There are thousands and thousands of, learning videos on all kinds of subjects. Right from AI to negotiation skills to sales to, for example, we went to project management, to areas of project management. So, it's all available with a click of a button. We are not trying to overmanage it, but, just giving the platform for people to choose. But what you are choosing, AI is going to drive you in that particular direction and make you go through, various quizzes, in that platform. And so that it's a very engaging platform that once you get in, okay, you will get hooked into it. So what I'm trying to say is, these are the new ways of how learning is coming to the forefront. Okay, and the days of, as you mentioned, right in the beginning, we are trying to keep this podcast also short, because the moment we get into the overall attention span is decreasing,
Yes.
on an everyday basis, right? And you need to, even e-learning modules which used to be there, running into 1 hour, 1.5 hours,
Yeah, yeah,
that has
it's
taken a
not.
backseat. It has to be
Mm.
microbytes, it has to be smaller modules, but it has to be impactful. Okay,
Mm.
so so that's the shift, and that's the ecosystem you need to create. Okay, a futuristic looking, learning ecosystem. And the second shift is also towards personalized and skills driven learning journeys. Okay, that need to get defined, within an organization.
A little bit on Kaushik the person. What is the one quality you would kind of look in for leaders today? Must have.
I think adaptability. Okay, it's a changing world, and you need to adapt and embrace.
Okay. One skill you are betting on for your org.
I think it's problem solving in collaboration with AI.
Um, Toughest belief to unlearn?
Uh, Knowing everything. I think that's one of the uh, biggest disease that many leaders are suffering from.
I think wisdom speaks. And if culture had a smell, what would it be?
Fresh coffee.
Fresh coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. And a book you are currently reading?
Well, it's not a management book and all. It's almost done, actually. It's a biography of Arun Jaitley, the ex-finance minister.
Yeah.
A person actually I've admired a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I may not agree with a lot of the political thought processes, but a self-made man by all standards. Okay, who I mean, I never thought that I'll be able to finish it off in few sessions itself. It is a 650-page book written by Sumant Batra. Okay, and very insightful. And I came to know of a person whom I've admired all my life a lot more now.
Okay, great. What would be your advice to your fellow HR leaders?
I think very important, stay curious. Human judgment is not going to go away in everything that is changing. The human element remains, the connect remains. So stay curious.
So thank you so much, Kaushik. Today, like, my takeaway has been immense in terms of the things which you said about roles and skill are something like really to think about, and that's how, like, all the change and the learning, everything in your organization, you're working around that, and actually making it very actionable and making it happen rather than talking about it, and that's wonderful to hear. And yes, it's reboot time for everything, I guess, and reboot with a little wisdom is, I think, what we kind of leave the audience here today with. So thank you so much, Kaushik, for joining us.
Thank you, and well summarized. Thank you very much.